has delivered more than anyone could have expected. In Atlanta, Tim Hudson took a step back last season from his expected results, leaving questions. 85% of the way through 2007, the Braves righty is second in wins, back to form, and far from being done. A step up from the minors and a minor adjustment, both leading to success. Good afternoon, everyone. From Turner Field in Atlanta, welcome to Phillies baseball. Final game of the series, the Phils and the Atlanta Braves. Coming into play in the National League East, the Phillies are in second place, 5 behind those New York Mets. And in the wild card chase, the Phillies are 3 back of San Diego and Arizona are tied at the top. Dodgers are tied with the Phils and then Colorado, so a lot of Western Division teams in that wild card chase. Harry Callis along with Chris Wheeler. Gary Matthews will be along shortly. It's a hot one here in Atlanta this afternoon. And a great pitching matchup. Kyle Kendrick has been the most pleasant surprise for the Phils this year. And Tim Hudson, who was 13-12 last year. Now, for a lot of pitchers, that's a good record. For him, 67 games over 500 is Hudson, so we have an interesting pitching matchup, Wheels.
Sure do, Harry. You mentioned Kyle Kendrick. He has done such a good job for the Phillies. You consider he came out of Double-A this year. You look at his numbers and nothing really jumps out at you. His ERA is pretty good, but hits per innings pitched, not many walks, not many strikeouts, but it's his makeup. He has just done a tremendous job of sinking the baseball and keeping the Phillies in the game. Now, Tim Hudson, one of the premier pitchers in the American League for a long time. As you mentioned, coming off kind of an off year for him last year, but he has really pitched well this season. He's throwing some sliders there. His pitch is really a sinker ball. Oh, there it is right there. A real good pitch that goes down. That was actually a changeup, but sinker is what he throws, and that is his most effective pitch. His record, 13-12 last year. This year, just outstanding, better in every category. Another thing that really jumps out at you with this guy being a sinker ball pitcher, he's only thrown 7 home runs all year, and 2 of them were in the game against the Mets the other night. So Tim Hudson is a guy who keeps the ball in the ballpark, and when he gets the lead, he's really tough to beat.
In last night's game, Ryan Howard got the Phillies rolling with a 2-run home run, his 37th. He'll be in the lineup today. We'll have those starting lineups right after these messages. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. By Southwest Airlines, taking low fares farther. Visit southwest.com. By Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. And by Independence Blue Cross. When you have the most preferred health plan in the region, you'll never feel alone. Back at Turner Field in Atlanta for the final game of this series. The Braves have taken the field, and let's check Charlie Manuel's starting lineup. Jimmy Rollins, shortstop, leads off. Chase Utley, second base, bats second. Pat Burrell, left field, hitting third. Ryan Howard will be at first base, hitting fourth. Aaron Rowan, center field, bats fifth. Greg Dobbs, third base, hitting sixth. Jason Worth, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Chris Coase catching, batting eighth. Kyle Kendrick, the pitcher, it's ninth. That lineup facing 32-year-old Tim Hudson.
What a workhorse this guy is, starting his 30th game of the year. His record at 15-7. Terrific. Kind of
Hudson has started against the Phillies 3 times this year without a win. He is 0-1. Lost to Jamie Moyer here at Turner Field, 8-3. Lifetime just even up against the Phils, 4 wins and 4 losses. And the first pitch of the game is over at the knees, a called strike, 0-1 to Jimmy Rollins. Two quick strikes. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant today is Bing Elkis of Pennsauken, New Jersey. Phil's hit a home run this game. Bing wins $100. Right now, only at McDonald's, any size premium roast coffee is just 69 cents. A little bit high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hudson will not hurt himself with walks, 2.1 walks per 9, third best in the National League. Round ball to Teixeira. Teixeira to Hudson covering, and that's 1 down here in the first. Hudson has been a workhorse, as Wheels mentioned. He comes in with a 189 2/3 innings pitched, 4th in the league.
Anytime you have a starting pitcher give you over 30 starts and 200 innings pitched, you know, it's such a bonus. It used to be you'd have 2, 3, 4 of those guys on a team, and you knew you were going to get it and you would go from there. Nowadays, it's just not the norm to get over 30 starts and 200 innings plus pitched, and that's why Hudson's such a workhorse for this club.
Here's Chase Utley. Chase hitting at .336, tied for the league lead in hitting at .336. One ball and no strikes.
Guys want him, he can get the ball up. Only way you can hit the sinker ball pitcher is to make him get it up, and that's what Tim Hudson's problem was his last couple of games.
Chase, a base hit to center field, so Utley is a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, and you take your chances with these guys too, because you're going to hit ground balls on them if they're on, and you hope they're not at somebody, especially with men on base. In that case, Chase found a hole with a ground ball.
Brings on Pat Burrow, hitting at .261. 24 homers, he's knocked in 80. He's not fared well against Tim Hudson, just 3 for 22 lifetime against this right-hander. But he slaps a base hit to right field. Utley takes a turn. He'll hold there, respecting Frank Core's arm. And the Phils with 2 men on base and 1 out for Ryan Howard.
You'll notice that pitch was up in the zone. Good hitting, though, by Pat. Didn't come off the ball, went straight through it. And that's how you hit these type of pitches. I mean, you got to buckle up when you face them, because when you do beat them, usually they pitched a pretty good game themselves.
Well, last year when Ryan Howard was on that home run tear at the end of the year, he really took care of business against Tim Hudson. 3 home runs in 1 game, and they went all over the place. Center, right center, and then left field. And Hudson, after the game, was quoted as saying, "I didn't have anything else to throw him." It was 50, 51, and 52 on his way to 58.
He didn't back down from him. He kept coming at him. Hitters respect that.
High fly ball center field. Jones backtracks. Andrew is there. Makes the catch right in front of the warning track, and Utley will move up to third after the catch. So that is out number 2, and it'll bring on Aaron Rowan.
Phillies swinging early at Hudson, as you notice in this inning, and that's a good way to approach a guy like him. But sometimes that first pitch might be the best one to hit, because then he starts going lower and lower with him.
Rowan hitting at .313. Good career numbers against Hudson. He's 4 for 9 lifetime against him. Hudson was a 6th round draft pick of Oakland in the '97 draft out of Auburn University. His career numbers are outstanding. 134 lifetime wins, 67 losses. One and nothing to Rowan. Missed the breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's that pitch. Rowan has to stay on that slider breaking away from him. One of the toughest pitches to hit for a right-handed batter, especially when it's down and in the right spot, and if you have a decent fastball, and Tim Hudson does.
On the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. Active leaders in winning percentage. Hudson is 4th behind only Pedro Martinez, Johan Santana, and Roy Oswalt. Base hit left field. Coming in to score is Utley, stopping at second base Burrow. And the Phils take a 1-0 lead here in the first on the RBI single by Aaron Rowan.
Well, he hit a good pitch down in the zone, breaking away. Not as hard a swing. You can see how short and compact he was. The ball toward the outside part of the plate. Just got enough to sneak it in to left field. Getting the Phillies on the board first inning, that's always a plus.
Brings on Greg Dobbs. Dobbs hitting at .281.
Really great to get a run off Hudson, too, on a 2-strike, 2-out hit.
That one's low. 1 ball and no strikes to Dobbs. Birthday wishes today to our good buddy Lou Klein, who's celebrating number 80. Wishes from wife Janet and from us to longtime friend Lou Klein.
See Tim Hudson allowing 15 first-inning runs in 30 starts, including the one here today. He's another one of those veteran pitchers. You try to get him early.
One ball and 1 strike. Pat Burrell at second, Aaron Rowan to first with 2 outs. Just missed. 2-1. Dobbs good numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Three balls and a strike. On deck is Jason Worth.
You want to try and make the ball be up above the knees. If he starts it at the knees with that good sink, it usually sinks down out of the zone. Hitters will hit the top half of the ball. That's how he gets that ground ball. That's why you want the ball up in the zone.
Foul back.
Really hot here this afternoon, too. And great idea if you can somehow make the other guy work hard like this. 17 pitches for Hudson. There's Kyle Lohse, who did a really good job here last night. Kept the Phillies in that ball game and pitched well. He had a great slider, great cutter, and really helped himself get after those left-handed hitters.
He likes that 6 2/3 innings.
Yeah. He got out of that one big jam last night, though, with the 1 run when he had the bases loaded, nobody out. And that was really the key.
Runners will be on the move here. 3-2 the count to Dobbs. Bounced foul. They'll try it again.
Now lefties are aware of that ball that Tim Hudson throws. He throws it inside and it moves back toward the plate. Same one that J-Rose swung at. And again, Dobbs doing the same thing. They get a chance to look at those on the tapes. Usually that third strike, that's when they want to throw it. 2-2, 3-2 to try and freeze the hitter.
And once again, fouls it off, so they'll try it again. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Reds have jumped in front of the Mets 3-0 in the 3rd inning. Brandon Phillips with a home run. And Voto, whoever that is, hit his first home run.
Brandon Phillips
Wills is looking it up right now.
It's that time of the year.
Brandon Phillips is having an excellent year.
Those coming off John Maine.
Good player, that Brandon Phillips. Good athlete.
Well, Burrell and Rowan are getting a workout running on these 3-2 pitches.
The ball hit in the gap, especially there with Rowan. He has a good chance of being able to score. With Pat Burrell, any base hit that is hit, he should be able to score. Just with that extra start, with no problem.
3-2 to Greg Dobbs. Again, he fouls it off.
Good job. Make him work. Joey Votto is a left-handed hitting infielder, first baseman. Gotta be. 6'3", 220. He is on their roster, and he is from Toronto, Ontario.
Wow, a lot of Canadian players starting to make a mark in Major League Baseball. That Stair is still playing with Toronto, and he continues to hit home runs after home runs.
Made his Major League debut yesterday.
Another foul.
Phillies have
Pat Burrell and Aaron Rowan.
They're running a lot, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hey, you're talking about Canadians. The Phillies have one now. Pete LaForest is from Montreal.
Yeah.
Quebec, Canada.
Joined the ball club today.
Call him Pierre is his real name.
Oh, really?
Known as Pete. Yep.
This will be the 12th pitch of the at-bat to Greg Dobbs, so the Phillies are making Hudson work here in the first inning.
Oh, this is big. You tire him out. Much better for the hitters.
Finally walks him. Bases are loaded now with 2 outs.
Like he threw him a changeup. Something that was really slow and floated away. Either a changeup or a breaking. It was only 75 miles per hour, so it was almost like Hudson said, "Well, here, try this. Let me throw that." Yeah, it was a breaking ball. It was like a curveball. Yeah.
He doesn't have a changeup, I don't think. I think he throws that sinker, takes some off of it.
His changeup is his changeup is a splitter, which is a lot harder than that.
Pitching coach Roger McDowell out to try to settle in Hudson here. Bases are loaded. 1 run across for Jason Worth. Worth hitting at .321. Lifetime against Hudson, he's 1 for 3. The other 2 times up, he struck out.
Hudson standing behind the mound right now with his cap off, taking a deep breath, already feeling the heat because it is really hot.
Hotter on the field. Pitchers are the ones that are moving all the time. They get a little bit hotter, and at times you can't even breathe on the mound. It's so hot.
On the inside corner, 1 strike to Worth. Two quick strikes. Hudson was announced today as the Braves representative for the Roberto Clemente Award for this year. Award given to a player who exhibits great skills on the field and service to the community. Two strikes to Worth. Line drive left field. That's a base hit. Burrell scores. Here comes Aaron Rowan. The throw to the plate. Rowan safe. And the Phillies have jumped to a 3-0 lead here in the first inning off one of the league's top pitchers.
Wow. That's good. 2-strike hitting, and he took a fastball first pitch. Then he blacked him on that second fastball. Worth up to the task as he just gets enough of that to hit it right in the left field. And watch where this pitch is. Actually got a little bit too much of the plate as it was coming back. Nevertheless, give credit to Worth for actually hitting the ball. Harris coming out with a throw. Bang, bang at the plate as Rowan comes in sliding.
And here is Chris Coast hitting at .311. Phils have sent 8 men to the plate here in the first inning. 1 ball and no strikes.
2 big hits, 2 strike hits by right-handed batters, and that's what Charlie Manuel was talking about that before the game, that he'd much rather play a lot of left-handed hitters against a guy like Hudson, but he doesn't have them. And he said for the Phillies to win today, his right-handed hitters are going to have to come through, and they have in the first inning.
Fouled this one, and it jarred Brian Mccann, the catcher.
You know, Hudson getting the ball with the 2 strikes just hasn't made good pitches. That was a fastball that came back. He wanted it more toward the outside part of the plate. Those balls are up. You know, guys are gonna put good wood, good swings on them.
Beats a foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chris Coast. Off the pitch, it was low and away, 1-2.
That's pitch number 30 already for Tim Hudson. Greg Dobbs. A lot of good things have happened for the Phillies in this inning, but don't forget that at-bat by Greg Dobbs. That was huge to make him throw a lot of pitches and then to get Worth up there with the bases loaded.
Bouncing ball, chopped to second base. Johnson throws out Coast, but the Phillies put 3 on the board on 4 hits and leave 2. After 1/2, Phil's 3, Braves coming to bat. Phil's put 3 on the board at the top of the first. Bobby Cox starting lineup for the Braves. They bat in the bottom half. Willie Harris left field leads off. Kelly Johnson second base bats second. Chipper Jones third base hitting third. Mark Teixeira first base bats fourth. Brian Mccann catching hitting 5th. Jeff Francoeur right field bats 6th. Andrew Jones center field hitting 7th. Yunel Escobar the shortstop hits 8th. Tim Hudson pitching batting 9th. They are facing 23-year-old Kyle Kendrick.
Kyle Kendrick will be making his 16th start since his recall from Reading a couple months ago. Now up to 95 innings. He'll hopefully go over 100 innings pitched here today. Walks and strikeouts. 97 hits in the 95 innings. Nothing spectacular about his stats except he keeps winning.
One to face him hitting a .285. Fighting an 0 for 25 skid is Willie Harris. And he takes one just a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-1 to Harris.
They'll go off scouting reports and tape on Kyle Kendrick. They haven't seen him before, and same thing as Hudson. They're going to approach him to try and make him bring his sinker up.
2-1. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're not hitting. You start taking, and then you get borderline pitches that are called, or good strikes by the pitcher. Nothing's never easy when you're not hitting the ball.
Stays alive with a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
One thing you do is you take pitches. Willie Harris did do that. Used to be a little bit more aggressive, however, early when we saw him, and now kind of just feeling for the ball, if you will.
Full count.
You know, one of the reasons he's still in the lineup because of his speed and good defense ability.
Ground ball in the hole. Chase Utley can't make the play. The ball gets by Coast, who is backing up. That'll be a hit, and that'll halt his 0 for 25 skid, an infield single for Willie Harris.
Well, there's that speed coming into play. Again, the reason he is in that lineup. He makes a good play. The throw was a little bit wild. You can see how he was skidding all the way and just couldn't get it out of the glove and not a good grip on it. Willie Harris kind of running for his life, trying to get that hit and get that off of him.
It'll bring on Kelly Johnson, the second baseman, hitting at 289.
The way that play was set up, he had to run through the bag hard and had no way to know that that ball had gotten way away from Chris Costa. He could have easily gotten a second if he could have stopped his momentum and all made a turn.
Yeah,
that thing came way back here behind home plate.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a little bit easier play for Ryan Howard, although it's judgment on the fielders whether or not they think they can get there. Kendrick had gone over to the first base bag.
One strike the count to Kelly Johnson. Willie Harris has speed, or he will steal bases, but doesn't have a good percentage. 17 stolen bases. He's been thrown out 11 times.
No, not good at all.
Two quick strikes here to Kelly Johnson.
That would tell me that he has speed and that he doesn't necessarily know exactly when to go or with the jumps that he's getting, especially if he's been thrown out 11 times. He's too fast of a runner to be thrown out that many times.
Birthday wishes today to Bonnie Culp, a loyal Phillies fan, from son Brian, family, and from us to Bonnie Culp. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kelly Johnson. Phils have a 3-0 lead. We're in the first inning. Kelly Johnson goes down the swing. 1 down. It'll bring on Chipper Jones.
Well, good old-fashioned fastball in a good spot. You see the late movement on it at the last minute. That ball is actually moving away from the hitter. And a good pitch there to Johnson to strike him out on.
Chipper hitting at 328. 23 homers. He's knocked in 81. Chipper's second in the league in slugging percentage. 5th in the league in on-base percentage.
Well, he had a lot to say about the third base umpire, Rick Reed, who was behind home plate last night after that ball game, and couldn't help but watch what happened when he went out to third today. It wasn't real warm. He went one way, Rick Reed went the other way, which is what you would hope they would do. You know, you don't want to get confrontational in that situation, but it's really unusual to hear a player say that much about the balls and strikes of an umpire while you're still in the middle of a series, but Chipper Jones has earned the right to say what he wants.
Well, good, too. On the contrary, I mean, there are a lot of batters and pitchers that complain about the zone.
He beats a foul, no balls and 2 strikes.
And there's what he said. I mean, this is pretty strong. Umpires have got to be held accountable on the need for Questek. It's a joke, and I'm tired of it. Baseball can fine me. I do not care. Somebody's got to say something. I mean, that is really way above and beyond what you normally hear from players that will say it publicly. That's for sure.
Ground ball to shortstop. They get one. They're not going to turn the double play, but they get the lead runner, Willie Harris.
There's some of that speed from Willie Harris going in, breaking up the double play, getting down there pretty quick. And you watch this hard slide as he comes in, and you can see Utley trying to get up.
See, now that's the difference between that slide and the one that Carlos Ruiz had last week. That was right at the bag, but he was down, and he made an effort to hit the ground and then hit the fielder. That's a good play, good solid baseball play.
Mark Teixeira looks at a strike.
Well, I think that's a great statement by Chipper. I think they should be able to be held accountable just like everybody else. I think it should be absolutely free pass.
Rips a foul down the right field side. Fine catch by the fan.
He still doesn't know he has it.
Baby was hit hard.
Oh, man.
That fan brought his glove, made a fine glove hand stab.
Great catch.
He actually put his glove up, turned his head, and bingo.
Merry Christmas.
One ball and 2 strikes. Two and two. Phillips put the shift on for Teixeira the way most clubs do. For the Phillies, Ryan Howard, with Chase Utley playing a shallow right field. Only Greg Dobbs on the left side of the infield. It's it back through the middle. It was slowed down by Kendrick. To Jimmy Rollins. Rollins to Dobbs, and that'll be it for the Braves. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. After 1, 3-0 Phils. Series. On strike to Kendrick. Two quick strikes to Kyle.
Pretty nice there. Lady goes up and down the steps there, fanning the fans. Probably appreciate that in a day like this.
Yeah, fanning hot air.
Kendrick's out on 3 pitches, 1 down. It'll bring on Jimmy Rollins.
Supposed to be over 90. It was 90 at game time. She's going to need somebody to fan her.
Exactly. Oh, boy.
J-Roll grounded out his first time up.
Have a seat.
Yep.
You deserve it.
Yep. She will sit down and fan herself. Line drive in the gap in left center field, going all the way back to the fence. J-Roll might get 3 on it. He's going to try for 3. Here's the play. Not in time. His 17th triple of the year. J-Roll is approaching a quadruple triple. Now, if he can get 3 more quadruple extra base hits, doubles, triples, homers, and stolen bases, 20 or more.
Well, take him out as he's running. Now, this is where you don't even need the coach. You're looking right at the play. He decides himself, and those are the best base runners. When you have the play in front of you, and that's in left center or center, you don't when it's in right. He just kept on running and willed himself and made it easy over to third base.
They're going to bring the infield in already, just here in the second inning.
Utley takes 1 wide, 1 ball and no strikes. I think the last guy that had 20 or more doubles, triples, homers, and steals in the season was Willie Howard Mays, I believe.
That's good company.
Not bad.
That's some kind of athlete.
Really. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0.
Deep out there too, where Jimmy hit that 380, probably close to 385, where that thing went to the wall. And that another reason, as Gary said, he had the play right in front of him, the ball out there that deep, and he's able to stretch that double into a triple.
Forcing the Braves to bring their infield in here. Ball's 2-1 to Chase Utley. Kind of a delayed call by Alfonso Marquez.
It's a tough pitch to hit. That was a cutter. That was kind of high and in. You swing at that pitch. The only thing you're going to do is hit it right to one of the fielders. You're not going to be able to get good wood on that. Utley looking for a pitch kind of out over the plate.
3 balls and a strike to Chase.
And Hudson really not throwing him a strike in this at bat, even though one was just called. It's almost like, all right, if you want to get yourself out here, if not, I'll take my chances with Burrow hitting and with double play, and we'll play the infield at double play depth.
Ground ball, foul. It's a full count now to Chase Utley.
A lot of times, though, your good pitchers that you have, and even Greg Maddux, these guys don't shy away from situations. Even if there's a Bonds hitting, you can remember Greg pitching to him with men on base. He went right at him. They just don't shy away. They don't care about that, and you can't be a Hall of Famer and running from pitchers. Obviously, there's always certain situations late in the ball game, early. They go at these guys.
That is into right center, not all that deep. Francoeur makes a catch, but he has to make an off-balance throw, and Rollins scores, and the Phillies lead it 4-0 on a sac fly by Chase Utley.
Yeah, it's a difference in Francoeur being able to make one of his bullet throws and make a play out of it, as opposed to that where he had to throw across his body. Good base running.
Well, give credit as well, though. Tim Hudson did not shy away. Came in him with a cutter right in on his hands. Able to get another run. You always need runs. You always want to tack on. Look where the pitch is. He gets those hands through. Francoeur is coming and throws it from the side. Other than that, it would have been a lot closer. He did get a lot on it.
So here's Pat Burrell with 2 outs and no base runners. Singled his first time up. Driven to deep left center field. Harris back. Harris back. It's out of here. Home run, Pat Burrell, and the Phillies lead it 5-0 here in the second inning. Number 25 for Burrell. And with that home run, Bing Elkis of Pennsauken, New Jersey, winning $100, courtesy of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Oh, we'll see exactly where this pitch is. Again, when they're up in the zone, it's trouble. Pat Burrell put in just a great swing as Harris going up, and the fan says, hey, this is mine. I'm taking it. Nice hitting by Pat. Continues to assault pitchers the second half.
So the Phils with a 5-0 lead have jumped on Tim Hudson here early. Hudson came in with a 3.32 ERA, 6th best in the National League. The Phillies have put 5 on the board against him.
Yeah, these guys get tired toward the end of the season. Ball isn't sinking as much. You know, they do come up with dandies every now and then, but a little tougher toward the end of the season.
2 balls and no strikes to Ryan Howard, who flied to deep center his first time up. Foul tip, 2-1. On the inside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. inside. Full count. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Cleveland has a 3-0 lead on Minnesota. Travis Hafner and Victor Martinez knocking in the tribe runs in the first inning.
Hafner's picked it up of Cleveland.
Line drive, he beats the shift. It's a hit. Brancourt over to cut it off. Ryan Howard will hold at first base with a single. And the Phillies now have 7 hits off Tim Hudson. The batter will be Aaron Rowan. He knocked in a first inning run with an RBI single. So 15-game winner Tim Hudson has struggled here today. On the outside corner, 1 strike to Aaron Rowan. Beats a foul, third base side, no balls and 2 strikes. 50 pitches already for Hudson. We're only in the second inning.
Yeah, he's been laboring. The guys have done a great job with their game plan, taking pitches, making sure the ball is up in the zone, making Tim Hudson work.
Inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's well hit in the gap in left center field. This ball is 1 hopping off the fence. Ryan Howard is going to be held at third base. Aaron Rowan doesn't know it. He was heading to third, and Aaron Rowan's going to be tagged out. And this is going to end the inning. Well, no, he's not going to be tagged out, but Howard is. So, a base running mistake. Rowan didn't realize that Howard had been stopped at third base. Give Aaron a double. And Burrell does homer in the inning, and J-Roll triples, and the Phils now, after 1.5, lead at 5-0. The top half of this inning, Aaron Rowan hits a gapper. And he thinks that Ryan Howard is going to be waved home. Ryan was stopped at third base, so Rowan kept going, and he's caught in a rundown. Now he ends up being safe at third, but Howard has to vacate the bag, and they get Howard at the plate easily. Play going Andrew Jones to Yunel Escobar to Teixeira to Mccann. But it's been a tough afternoon for Mr. Hudson.
8 hits already and a walk, 9 base runners in 2 innings off Tim Hudson. And boy, that's a game's worth off that guy.
Here's Brian Mccann hitting at .275. One ball and no strikes. Doing nothing. Base hit in the right center field. So McCann's the leadoff base runner. Phillies are home on Friday night against the Florida Marlins. The Marlins in for the weekend. Friday will be Goya Latino Family Celebration Night at 7:05. Saturday, don't forget, it'll be a day game, 3:55 start time, and Sunday at 1:35. All your tickets for the Marlins series, 215-463-1000, or online at Phillies.com. There's Jeff Francoeur hitting at .291. 1 ball and no strikes. Bills on top here, 5-0. We're in the second inning. One ball and 1 strike.
See this guy, Jeff Francoeur, he does swing the bat. Look at the guys, the company he's in. Guys like Estrada, Soriano, Olivo. But he has amazing plate coverage.
1-2 the count to Francoeur.
Those are guys you just think about as free swingers.
Soriano, free swinger with serious damage. You can't throw him a first pitch fastball.
And this is another guy that does serious damage.
2-2 to Francoeur.
He's hitting .291 with as much as he swings and misses. Really not disciplined and still puts up numbers and is an amazing outfielder.
Pops one up, foul. Howard chasing. He's going to run out of room.
Jeffrey.
Still 2-2. Francoeur has played each and every game this year. One of 3 players in the National League. He and Jimmy Rollins of the Phils, and Ryan Zimmerman of the Washington Nationals.
That's what he hits on first pitch swings. 47% first pitch swings. Hits .310. Better than swinging 0-2. That percentage will really go down with 2 strikes.
He'll also strike out a good bit. That's his 111th punch out, and that's the second strikeout for Kendrick today.
And he gets a foul tip there that is held on to by Chris Coase. And boy, the pitchers love this.
Well, fastball up and in, and he's the type of hitter who doesn't think you can throw a fastball by him. That's because he believes he's a fastball hitter, and he is, but a little bit out of the zone.
There's Andrew Jones hitting at .227, 24 homers. He's knocked in 84. One ball and no strikes.
Braves coming to Philadelphia one more time for 3 games. Could be the last time we see Andrew Jones here in this ballpark against the Phillies. There you see the active leaders against them as far as homers. And it will seem strange if he in fact does leave the Atlanta Braves. He just seems like he's been here for so long and been such a mainstay of their club.
One ball and 1 strike to Andrew. Just missed. 2-1.
Oh, it's a good pitch.
Look at that company he's in. Aaron and Matthews, Chipper Jones, Dale Murphy, and then Andrew.
Dale Murphy was here last night signing autographs, signing his book.
Dale Murphy is the most amazing person. He's such a good guy. There he is. So polite. He always starts to introduce himself to you. Like, Murph, we know you. You know, it's kind of nice that you know us.
He forgets.
He's just such a good guy.
He always has a smile on his face.
One of the funniest things when he was with the Phillies, Gary, was on the road. You know, they put the lockers next to each other numerically. And Murph, Mr. Clean Cut All-American #3, and right beside him #4. The dude.
Oh,
and that was funny. Lenny would go off on one of his, sorry, Murph. Murphy, it's okay, dude.
Yeah,
no problem.
He didn't like that, any kind of bad language.
And Letty would apologize and then go right back into it.
Full count here to Andrew Jones. Beaten foul, still 3-2.
And Murph was the player as well that was a coach, not a coach, a catcher here in the Braves organization. And we had talked about that before. He was the player that actually nailed the pitcher and just in drills. Pitcher would throw the ball, look towards second, and get it right in the back. So he couldn't throw from home plate. He was a catcher in the beginning. They moved him to first and then moved him out in the outfield.
Foul back and just below us. Still 3-2.
He's always had a good arm. Strong arm. Good hitter.
That's that retired number 3 out there in the outfield of Dale Murphy.
Him and Bob Horner.
There he is as a young player.
There, speaking of Bob Horner, Chris Chambliss, ex-teammates. Waste looks to be a little smaller.
Line drive center field, caught by Aaron Rowan. That's 2 down.
I think most photos will show that.
Cut that out.
It'll bring on Yunel Escobar, hitting a .326.
That for Andrew Jones was a really good at bat. He normally is not up there that long, and he did make Kyle Kendrick work, and Kyle got him out.
Edgar Renteria is eligible to come off a disabled list on Saturday. Don't know if he's ready to return to the lineup or not, but Escobar's done a good job filling in for Renteria. 1 strike. There's Renteria.
Tim Hudson is in the on-deck circle, even though he's got ripped here today in the first 2 innings. Bobby Cox does not want to go to his bullpen, evidently, even though they have a day off. They want to let Hudson stay out there, and there he is.
Driven foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
They'll let the veteran pitchers stay out there a lot more than the younger pitchers. With the veteran pitchers, they're hoping they can stay out there, maybe find something or find what they're doing wrong. The younger player, you don't want to destroy his confidence, so you'll get him out a little earlier.
Another foul ball. 1-2 it holds to Yunel Escobar.
Kendrick not the kind of guy. You see Escobar with those 84 hits since his debut on June the 2nd. Kendrick's not the kind of guy who makes hitters swing and miss that much, so as a result, he will get into games where they foul a lot of balls off. That's what's happening in this inning.
Ooh. Just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bouncing ball, third base. Dobbs throws across to Utley for the force at second. That will be all for the Braves. No runs a hit. They lead 1. And after 2, it's the Phils 5, Atlanta nothing.
Now for that base running snafu at the end of the inning, Dobbs would have had a chance to bat with a couple men on.
Dobbs walked his first time up. One ball and no strikes. Bounces it softly, trickling foul. 1-1 the count to Greg Dobbs. Phil's home on Friday night against the Florida Marlins. A weekend with Florida, then 4 games next week against those Colorado Rockies, who are right behind the Phils in the wild card chase. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Cincinnati is up their lead over the Mets to 6-0. Josh Hamilton a home run. So they have jumped on John Maine, and the Reds have a 6-0 lead in the 5th inning over New York. Dobbs caught looking. That'll be the second strikeout for Hudson. 1 down here in the 3rd. Colorado in next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All of them at 7:05. Thursday will be our final Hatfield Phillies Frank Stoller Dog Night. And the Rockies are just a game behind the Phils in the wild card chase, so that'll be a big series. Todd Helton and company. Order your tickets 215-463-1000 or online at Phillies.com. Jason Worth got a big 2-out, 2-run single his first time up. One ball and 1 strike. Grounded sharply. Nice play to Sheriff. Mark Teixeira taking a hit away from Worth with a fine play for out number 2. They'll bring on Chris Coast.
Well, only quick reactions. That ball would have been down the line. Again, you can see what a good athlete Teixeira is. Coming over from the Texas Rangers.
He has really good hands. He was originally a third baseman who didn't throw well enough to play over there consistently. Made a lot of errors, and once they put him over at first base, boy, did he find a home.
Coast grounded out his first time up. Grounds it sharply up the middle and just out of the reach of Escobar. Base hit for Coast, so that'll turn the lineup over. As Kyle Kendrick will come to the plate. Phillies' 9th hit off Tim Hudson. So Coast at first base, 2 down.
Most hits Hudson's given up in a game this year. Twice he's given up 10, and one of those games was a start. Well, it was when he lost to the Phillies 6-3 on the 25th of May here to Jamie Moyer.
Fouled out of play.
When he gets that ball up, he becomes just like about a 4th or 5th type starter. I mean, what separates him from the men from the boys, his demeanor and the movement that he gets on his pitches. Once he starts to get the ball up like he has, it's his last 3 starts, he becomes, again, a guy that you can hit and hit hard because he can't get the ball by you.
Well, Kendrick has himself a base hit. So that is 10 hits surrendered by Tim Hudson. As we as mentioned, the most he's allowed in a game, 10. And the Phillies already have 10. We're only in the 3rd inning. But the Phils can hit. They lead the league in team batting average, lead the league in runs, lead the league in doubles, 3rd in the league in homers, lead the league in walks, lead the league in slugging percentage, lead the league in on-base percentage.
That's amazing.
Here's Jay Roll, who was grounded out and tripled. One ball and no strikes.
Nobody up in their bullpen out there in right center field.
Beats a foul, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Oh, there's J. Rose triple there, and he splits the gap. Line drive, couldn't have got there any better. You can see him looking at the play, and he beats it by plenty. Yeah, with the pitcher getting a hit, Kendrick, I'm surprised Bobby hasn't gotten somebody up as of late. And it is hot, so maybe he doesn't think it takes him that long to get ready, and he'll do it the half of the inning. And still, you don't want your veteran pitcher out there just taking knocks. That's not a good thing either.
That one's low as 2-1, and now they are going to get somebody up.
Yeah, and you can see his demeanor on the mound. It's not the same that you're used to off of a Tim Hudson. Usually when you face this guy, it reminds me a lot of Oswalt with the Houston Astros. You got to buckle up. This guy, he's usually there for a good 7-8 innings.
That's Oscar Villarreal, the right-hander, up throwing.
3 balls and a strike. Hudson's due to lead off the bottom half of this inning, so they'd like to see him get a 3rd out here. Pinch hit for him. Fly ball center field. It's deep, but it's going to stay in the park as Andrew Jones makes the catch. So the Phils in the 3rd, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 5-0 Phillies.
Becomes a respect of Bobby Cox to let him go on and go. Ask him how he feels. What do you think? Sometimes they'll say, hey, I'm done. I've had enough. And sometimes they'll say, hey, I'll suck it up. I feel good out. I'm just making bad pitches.
Hudson has been swinging the bat well, hitting .246. 2 doubles, 9 RBIs. That's after hitting .095 last year. Lifetime, he's a .155 hitter. Only Micah Owings of Arizona has knocked in more runs by a pitcher this year than Hudson.
He knocked in about 5 playing here one night when he hit those couple of home runs that went 400+ feet. Guy from Gainesville, Georgia, north of here. Micah Owings, a local guy. That must have been a fun night for him.
2 balls and a strike to Hudson. 2-2. In the air to right field. Worth has it lined up, and that's 1 down here in the 3rd. From previews of this week's best NFL matchups to interviews and stats, Ron Burke and Brian Baldinger go the extra yard with total football coverage from around the league. Don't miss Pro Football Now, sponsored by Woodbury Nissan, premiering Thursday night at 7:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. And here is Willie Harris. Snapped an 0 for 25 skid with an infield single his first time up. Well, we keep talking about Hudson's struggles and might be forgetting about what Kyle Kendrick is doing once again. Braves haven't had a runner in scoring position this afternoon. He has just been amazing this year.
Well, he really has been. He has heart is what he has. I mean, he has the stuff to be able to win, and he's proven that. But he doesn't seem to get upset for a young pitcher. And the tougher whatever problem he has in facing the hitter, he seems to be able to come out of it. Chris mentioned he hasn't been giving up and kept away from them the big innings. But boy, he's kept you in the ball game time in and time out.
ERA among rookies, of course, Moylan leading, but he's a relief pitcher. Charlie was talking about him before the game, talking about Kyle Kendrick in his pregame radio show, and said the way that he's grown on him. You know, when he first saw him, he thought he was really short with his stuff. And, you know, like a lot of people did. He said, but when you're around him, you realize what a strike thrower he is, how much his ball moves, and his makeup is so good.
Lofted in the air to left center field. Pat Burrell is there. And that's 2 down here in the 3rd inning. It'll bring on Kelly Johnson, who struck out his first time up.
Kelly Johnson really was a key for him in that first inning. He gave up that little infield hit to Willie Harris right out of the chute, and then started to run a little bit of a deep count on Kelly Johnson, came back and struck him out. So instead of 2 on and nobody out with Chipper Jones and Teixeira coming up, he had 1 out and just a runner at first base. Then he got through the inning easily.
1 strike to Johnson. 1 ball and 1 strike. Backdoor breaking ball misses. 2-1.
More of the positive numbers for him.
Hit to pretty deep left field. Burrow backtracking. It's over his head. 1 hopping off the fence. Johnson is going to end up at second base with a stand-up double. And he becomes the Braves' first runner in scoring position this afternoon with that 2-base hit.
Anytime that left-hander hits the ball, it's the 25th double for Kelly Johnson. Now watch how this ball, he slices it. That ball's on the inside and it starts to go away from Pat. I thought maybe he had a chance as he's trying to pick it up to get to it simply because the ball was just so high.
Chipper Jones grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Had a cut, fouled it straight back. Johnson at second base with 2 down. Round and foul, no balls and 2 strikes.
See what Chipper's doing, runners with 2 outs, with 250.
Wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball, second base, should be out of the inning. Utley throws out Chipper, and that'll be all for the Braves. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 1. Chris Wheeler with play-by-play in the 4th after 3. 5-0 Phils.
Here at the game, school's back in session, so there aren't that many youngsters at this day game. And the Mets losing to the Reds today, 6-0, the last check we had on that game. Chase Utley will lead it off. Singled, scored in the first inning, knocked in a run with a sac fly in the second. Chase takes strike 1 from Tim Hudson, who has given up 10 hits here this afternoon and a walk for 11 base runners. And the Phillies and Kyle Kendrick leading at 5-0. Phillies have left 5 on base. And there's another hit for Chase Utley, and a season high 11 hits surrendered by Tim Hudson. They let him hit there in the 3rd inning, and the Phillies come right back and hit a rocket off him. They'll probably get their bullpen up again.
Yeah, that was, again, I'm sure Bobby Cox went over and asked, hey, how you feel? What do you think? And he wanted to go back out. But it's simple. When you get the ball up in the zone, it doesn't matter what pitcher you are. It's going to get hit hard.
Yeah.
And especially when you're not overpowered.
Yeah, a guy like Hudson, we had that on the scouting report on him today, that if, you know, the way to beat him is hopefully he'll come up with his sinker, and he has been today. He's tried to throw some other pitches, his split and his slider, and nothing seems to be working. There's Villarreal up again.
Hasn't had a sinker today. That ball's just staying more or less flat. He's thrown a couple of good pitches. He struck Dobbs out on that little backdoor type slide or sinker that comes back at you. But other than that, it's guys have had pretty good swings.
Pat Burrell being one of them, 2 for 2. 2 runs scored. Pat has hit his 25th home run, knocked in his 81st run.
He's done a great job. I'm telling you, the second half has just been solid in that number 3 spot.
Sinker over for a strike.
Now there's his home run. His mechanics are just so good that it allows him to do the damage that he's doing. Now when he gets to where he bails, then it's a lot more difficult. The same with Worth. When he bails, it's difficult to hit.
He pulled off that. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, confidence, once you've done it before, has a lot to do with it. See what he's done after that All-Star game. And just think, I mean, if he had to hit 260 or so the first half, where he would be.
On the inside corner, a called 3rd strike. Well, Hudson gets a rare strikeout in this game, his 3rd. And there's 1 away, and that'll bring up Ryan Howard, 1 for 2 with a single. Ryan got the Phillies off going last night with a long home run to left center field. Well, Buddy Carlisle, who only lasted an inning and 2/3. Phillies only got 1 run off the rest of their pitchers, and that was off Acosta in the 9th inning. But scored 3 and then 1. And rode Kyle Ocius in the bullpens, pitching to a 4-2 win, trying to win the series here today. And have a 3-3 trip. Over for a strike.
Even that ball's a strike. You're looking at it 87 high in the zone. I mean, if he's in that hitting position, that ball just does not stay in the ballpark.
Ryan with 15 career home runs against Atlanta, including a grand slam home run in this ballpark. Almost in the same spot he hit that home run last night. Stays off it. 1-1. The overshift on, but now fielder in the outfield, of course, as they're thinking about a double play. There you see where the 3rd baseman Chipper Jones is playing, and then 3 fielders on the right side. Two and 1 to Ryan. Second in the league in homers with 37. First in runs batted in, 113. Chase Utley, a 1-out base runner, held on there by Mark Teixeira. Cuts it in and misses again. Oh, Ryan in a good hitters count now at 3-1. Walked him. Another base runner, walk number 2, and you just wonder how long Bobby Cox is going to watch this. Well, tonight on Sports Night, get a complete Phillies-Braves breakdown with an update on the Phillies race for the postseason, plus the latest news on the Eagles tonight on Sports Night at 6:30 and 10, and only on Comcast Sports Night. Aaron Rone, a big 2-out hit in the first inning to give the Phillies a 1-0 lead, and then doubled the left center in the second. Did not realize, there's Bobby looking on, did not realize that Ryan Howard had been held at third and ran in towards third base. A rundown play resulted to end the innings. The Phillies ran themselves out of the second.
You know, he was hoping the ball would have been thrown into home plate as he was rounding the bag to be able to cut it to get into the rundown. A lot of times you'll trade an out there to get that runner. The runner might have been able to score if they cut it and he stays down in that rundown until he gets across home plate.
Hanging breaking ball hit towards the Phillies dugout. Milt Thompson ducks out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike. Milt was writing something and decided he better duck before he finished writing it.
Yeah, he finishes and writes down counts and what he throws in different counts. Hitting coaches will keep a chart on different pitchers. Come back, they'll ask him, hey, what did he throw and what kind of movement? That's all the information that the hitter has.
Jammer to short, could be 2, 6, 4, 3, and Hudson's out of the inning. He ran that sinker in on him there. No runs a hit and 1 left. Still 5-0 Phils. Kyle Kendrick playing some sweet music right now through 3 innings, shutting out the Braves. On 3 hits, Phillies have backed him with 5 runs on 11 hits and left 6. Tim Hudson all the way so far for the Braves. Villarreal is still up in the bullpen. Mark Teixeira will lead it off. He grounded it out on a ball deflected by Kendrick to Chase Utley. Big overshift, kind of a Ryan Howard type shift on for Teixeira when he bats left-handed. Pop-up foul, it'll go out of play. Third base side, about 4 rows back, 1-1. Teixeira batting 4th in the order, then Brian Mccann, Jeff Francoeur, left, left, right. There's Tim Hudson, your starter comparison. And what a job by Kendrick so far, and it has been a struggle for Hudson through a lot of pitches right out of the chute in the first inning. Hasn't been real easy for Kyle Kendrick. He's up in the 60s just starting the 4th inning because they've hit a lot of foul balls off him. We mentioned hitters don't swing and miss a whole lot at Kendrick, so he does once in a while get into games where they're fouling pitches off and he can run his count up. Rich Doobie looks on. And another foul ball. 2-2. Mark Teixeira, the National League Player of the Month for the month of August. Was tore it up after coming over here to Atlanta from Texas.
Sure did.
Another pop-up foul, third base side. Long run for Dobbs. He slides and can't get there. He would have caught that ball if he was in a normal third base position, but we showed you where he was. He was over near second base, and that was a long run, and hopefully he's all right.
No, he's fine. And that's the way you have to go over. You go over as hard as you can, and because of the railing, you know you got to slide and hope that you get somewhere near the ball. He came up just a tad short. Would have been just a great play. Almost impossible, though, fighting the sun and the railing. Obviously, you can't run into that. It's not like he could have just kept going and then caught the ball and kept going. He had to stop before he got to the railing.
Not after he made that 100-yard dash.
Yeah.
And Kendrick comes in high, and Teixeira giving a good at bat here. Teixeira walks a lot. 3 balls and 2 strikes on him. You see those numbers, Player of the Month for Mark Teixeira. And he hooks a ground ball to Jimmy Rollins. Shortstop playing over there, and Jimmy throws him out 1 away. There's that overshift. And Kyle Kendrick throwing a strike, 3-2.
Well, that's what he does. He doesn't run from the bats a lot here. It's all his starts. He goes at the hitter, a lot of confidence. and knows he tries to get his fielders to help him, and they do. They're always alert. That's the other thing that they'll do, and they talk about it. Easier to play for a guy to throw strikes.
Yeah, the infielders definitely come into play when Kyle Kendrick's on his game. Mccann with a high fly ball to left field. Ball carrying well here in the daytime, but Burrell there makes it. And there are 2 outs, and he gets an out on 1 pitch. Still have a final Hatfield Phillies Franks Dollar Dog Night. When is it? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's on Thursday, September the 13th at 7:05. The Phillies and the Rockies, the final game of that 4-game series. You can order your tickets online at Phillies.com. Come on out, see the Phillies and the Rockies, and a series is really going to mean something. Get those dollar dogs. Francoeur takes a pitch, ball 1. He's not going to take 2 in a row, 1-1. Struck out his first time up. Humpback liner right at Chase Utley and out of the inning. No runs, hits, errors, and nobody left. 5-0 Phils. Some refreshments there for those fans here at the ball game. It's a comfortable afternoon in the shade here in Atlanta. Pretty hot in that sunshine. Good suntan day here in the South. That's what the Phillies have left with 23 games remaining after today. 16 on the road, including a 10-game road trip. 16 games versus National League East opponents. 11 road games, 12 home games. And it starts Friday against Florida. When come on, Greg Dobbs, the only Philly not to have a hit in this game, and yet that at bat he had in the first inning was really significant when he made Tim Hudson work, and he finally walked, and then a 2-out base hit from Jason Worth followed, made it 3-0. So he has been on base. He doesn't have a hit, but it was a really productive walk. He's also struck out and fouls this one away. Dobbs, Worth, coast, and then Kendrick to bat. Here in the 5th. Greg was ready to go and had a little trouble with a batting glove. Did he hurt his hand on that swing? Something's bothering him. Now he chokes up a little bit. One.
It's good when you do that. Choke up just gives you a little bit more bat control. As you can see, his hand might have got hurt a little bit on that one swing.
He's flexing that right hand. That's probably why he stepped out of the batter's box. And another foul out of play, left side. And hopefully everybody okay over there. That was kind of a nasty one. Greg Dobbs with 2 strikes on him. 1-2. He leads off the 5th inning against Tim Hudson. Another foul ball. Boy, he's thrown a lot of souvenirs to fans on the third base side. The guy just made a great bare hand play over there.
Yeah, one-handed. It's the way you're supposed to catch him.
The guy in the black shirt.
Yeah.
Accepting the kudos and offering the baseball to a youngster. Actually, that was just a little baby over there. That child not able to accept that ball. Plus, mom said, "Don't take anything from a stranger." 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a ground ball. Nice play, Chipper Jones to his left. Long throw off the bag, but Teixeira stays on it. One away.
Actually must have stayed right on it. Davey Lopes, first base coach, didn't say one word as he was looking at the play.
Tim Hudson with his cap off again, looked over at Teixeira and tipped his cap to him. Thank you.
I can see Chipper kind of just throwing it and skipping from the side. Yeah, he did drag it across.
That's real good shifting there by Teixeira and good footwork by the first baseman. Jason Worth, 2-run single in the first inning. Grounded out to Teixeira his last time up on a nice play by Mark. Over for strike one. Escobar. And that's Tim Hudson all of a sudden throwing a couple of weak ground balls here in the fifth inning. That's more his game.
Yeah, I think Worth had a real good pitch to hit. That ball's right down the middle. He just kind of smothered the ball, didn't have a real good crisp type swing in that count.
Last inning he threw a real good pitch to Aaron Rowan that ran in on him, turned into a double play. Looked like a Tim Hudson type of pitch. So starting to find it a little bit here in the fourth and fifth. Didn't look like he'd be around that long. Hudson has amazing numbers when he has the lead in a ball game. He's been a real good finisher throughout his career with a lead, and thankfully today the Phillies have the lead on him. Bobby Cox continues to encourage him from the first base dugout. Chris Costa has a hit, and he's grounded to second. And nobody up in their pen. Costa foul ball out of play down the right field line. They're trying to turn the lineup over again with Kyle Kendrick on deck. Chris did it last time up. Look at that. That's what we're talking about. When he gets a lead. Kidding me. 95-2.
3 or 4 more, 3 or more runs. That's well, with that, yeah.
I can see those box scores. How'd he lose to? Well, that's the kind of pitcher he's been. I mean, he was so good with Oakland for a number of years, and then because of the economic problems they face out there, they've had to move a lot of their players, and Hudson being one of them coming over here. Struck him out on a breaking ball. So a 1-2-3 inning for Hudson here in the fifth. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. Halfway through this afternoon's game, 5-0 Phils. The Olympic. Kyle Kendrick continuing to pitch well for the Phillies. He'll face the bottom of the order, Andrew Jones, Yunel Escobar, and figure they will hit for Hudson in this inning, but wait and see. So the 7-8-9, Andrew had a long at bat his first time up, and then lined out to center fielder Aaron Rowan. He's 0 for 1. 3 hits so far given up by Kyle. 2 singles and a double to Kelly Johnson. '23-year-old right-hander working quickly, and the 1-0. Line drive, humpback liner, sinking right to Jimmy Rollins, 1 out. Last 2 outs have been on humpback liners to Rollins and Utley.
Yeah, well, he's gotten in on them. That ball, even though a line drive, not those type of line drives that can get by a fielder if it's anywhere near him. Again, that's what Kyle does. He leaves the ball out of the middle of the plate. And when you do that, it makes it easier to pitch.
And he has movement, too. That's what they keep marveling about with him, how his pitches move so much. Scott Thorman in the on-deck circle to bat for Hudson, who will pitch 5 innings here today. and give up a season high 11 hits. Escobar fouls it. He grounded into a fielder's choice. His first time up to end the second inning. Escobar playing for Renteria as he nurses that sore ankle. And another jammer. Right back at Kendrick. Fires it to Ryan Howard. 2 outs. Another example of movement. And now Pete Orr is going to come out and hit. Thorman more of a power threat, so if they'd gotten a base runner, they're going to use Thorman. Now they'll use Pete Orr. Speaking of Canadians and Major League Baseball, here's another one. Pete Orr. That's Royce Ring up in the bullpen. Left-hander. Saw him here in the game last night. Pitch a scoreless inning. And Orr swings at the first pitch. Foul, out of play, left side. Orr just 186 this year. Has a double. 2 runs batted in, no homers. Been around here a long time as Pete Orr as a utility guy, which leads you to believe that Bobby Cox really likes him. Fouled away. Primarily a second baseman, but doesn't play that much. There's the skipper. Because if he doesn't like you, they don't stay around here very long.
Not in Atlanta. And not only that, you got to be a team player.
He jams another hitter. A little weak fly ball towards center field. Jimmy's out there and makes a play. And good inning again for Kyle Kendrick. No runs, hits, errors. Nobody left. New pitcher on the way in for the Braves. 5-0 Phillies. $5-0 right now. The Phillies leading this game as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And the new pitcher is the left-hander Royce Ring. He's been with 3 different organizations, the Mets, Padres, and now recently over here to the Atlanta Braves, coming into game number 18 with a record of 1-0 with both San Diego and Atlanta. We mentioned in the game last night, pitched 1 scoreless inning, had 2 strikeouts. Struck out Pat Burrell and Ryan Howard. It's of a Latin flavor courtesy of Goya Foods. And remember, Goya Foods and Toyota will host a food collection for needy families. Fans attending the game are encouraged to donate a Goya food item when they arrive, and in turn, Goya and Toyota will match each donation and give it to Phil Abundance. You can order tickets online at Phillies.com. We'll see you Friday night, Phillies and the Marlins at 7:05. Scott Olson will pitch that game, the left-hander the Phillies have had some problems with over the last couple of years. He'll pitch for the Marlins on Friday night. Phillies rotation right now is to be determined. Kendrick has a hit today. Kyle has 6 hits this year. He's 1 for 2.
You ever been salsa dancing?
No. No, but I like that music. I like to listen to it and watch people do it, because that really takes some rhythm. Kendrick really busted it down the line, tried to beat that out, and a good play by the second baseman Johnson. One way. Are you a salsa guy?
Well, I have rhythm.
Oh, I know you do. I've seen you between innings.
Oh, I've seen you. Yes, you too. Oh my goodness! Don't even try and go there. I mean, I did have the maracas going, but it was you with that movement.
What is YouTube?
You don't know what that is?
Explain it.
It's simple. You go to YouTube on the computer, and there you are dancing up a storm. Okay? And
I'm dancing up a storm.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have the maracas going, but
right.
you're doing the dancing.
Really miss those maracas from the other night.
Dancing Queen.
Can't wait to take them home tonight.
Well, good.
See how the dog likes them.
Don't ever say I never done anything for you. Now.
Yeah, well, you're right about that thing showing up on. I didn't even know what YouTube was.
Well, you know now, don't you?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah. Quite a thing.
I got to tell you though, you had rhythm yourself. That's why I asked about the salsa.
I think they added rhythm to it by looping. I understand that's called looping. That whatever we were doing, they did it over and over. It makes you look like you have rhythm.
But you were in rhythm, big time.
Yeah. Jimmy Rollins. Ground ball to short. 2 up and 2 down. There's cameras everywhere in this society. It really seems like you cannot hide. Ring retires the first 2 batters he faces. 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th inning. Jimmy had been 1 for 3, now 1 for 4, triple and a run scored. Chase Utley has a hit today, 2 hits, and has knocked in a run with a sac fly. He's 2 for 2. Ring misses, low, ball 1. Well, he's trying to win here today, win this series after losing the series down in Florida to get off to a disappointing start on this trip, losing here on Monday. But winning the game last night and ahead 5-0 here in the 6th.
Yeah, I had good opportunities in Florida to win those games. It's over with now, but again, you like the opportunities, you like the way they played. Florida ended up taking some of that momentum away. That's what baseball is all about, though. Highs and lows.
Yeah, 3-3 road trip in April, May, June, something like that. You say that's good, but this time of the year it isn't.
Well, the one thing you want to do is put away clubs that you should. And the Florida Marlin team, they have a good young ball club, and they should not be able to beat this club. They just shouldn't. Too much of a veteran club. But again, it starts on the hill.
Yep, they play them tough, and they'll be in town over the weekend.
And I'm telling you, those little young guys, they can strut. Have a lot of confidence in themselves. Extra incentive when they play the Phillies.
It's Cole Hamels. And down low. He walks him. So a 2-out walk to Chase, and Pat Burrow will bat a good day so far, 2 for 3. Hamels hopefully will throw a little bit, just toss on Friday. And then you go through that procedure of how that feels, and then I guess it progresses to possibly to a mound, but not letting it go right away. And
oh no, they go on the flat ground first for a number of days or whatever, and build the arm up, no pain. Then they elevate to the mound, no pain. Then they start simulation maybe.
So it'll be a while. If in fact they get him back this year. Backdoor breaking ball to Burrow, misses. Ring struck him out last night. Two outs in the inning, and Chase Utley a base runner. And Burrell takes a breaking ball over. Really slings that slider, does Ring.
Well, Pat actually almost dipping or bailing on that, if you will. Usually don't see right-handed hitters doing that type of a movement. You want to have slow feet and going into it, and your slow feet slows you down so you can see the spin of the ball. If feet's too fast, it's going to be difficult to judge the ball.
Move over there just in case Utley thinks about stealing a bag. Two and one. Pat now in a good hitter's count. This guy keeps throwing that backdoor slider up there. Fastball and the late swing and a foul out of play. Ring without much of a move. Throws over there to Remind Utley knows he's at first base and a potential base stealing threat. Chase has stolen 8 out of 9. That breaking ball again. It comes in a little bit high. So a full count. Utley will be off on the pitch. Teixeira looking into the Braves dugout to see if they want him to play off Utley at first base, and the answer is yes. Walked him. So back-to-back walks, and Ryan Howard will bat. 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Royce Ring struck him out last night.
They got him on those slow breaking balls that were down out of the strike zone. Not every one of the pitches, the one he struck him out on. To hit him on the breaking ball, obviously it's going to have to be at you, and you want the ball to be up.
Had that little panel a little short time ago showing RBIs by left-handed hitters off left-handed pitching. And Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, and Jeff Francoeur, the top 3 in the league. Low for a ball. Phillies have not scored since the second inning. They got 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Had some other opportunities, but Hudson shut him down the last couple innings. And now Royce Ring on in his first inning of work. Three-man overshift. Chipper Jones has to play closer to third with a runner at second base. Over for a strike, 1-1.
He plans to play over. If he doesn't, and he's in that shortstop area, it'll be a foot race to the bag, and Mccann would have to hit Chipper with a moving target. He stays a little bit closer, even though Ryan's a pull hitter.
Check swing. Chipper Jones, a long run for it. Nice play. Do or die on a short hop, and he got him, and that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, and 2 left. 5-0 Phils. And the inning might have saved them a run.
Well, that ball would have been headed out into the outfield. I mean, he has such sweet hands. You can see no one actually behind him. He's looking right at it, looking it in the glove. Once he gets that, it's just no problem to get Ryan Howard, but that's a good play.
Yeah, with that overshift we've just been talking about, the shortstop is way over past the bag. There's no way he could have backed him up on that play. If it would have trickled into the outfield, they would have gotten a run out of it. So Jones saves him there.
Yeah, he does.
Still 5-0.
He's just a good player. And again, if he doesn't catch that, it's also obviously a hit, do or die on that play, and he made it look easy.
Willie Harris leads it off, top of the order. Hits one high and deep to right field. This ball is gone. Willie Harris has hit just his second home run of the year, and the Braves are on the board for the first time. It's 5-1. That's a 12th home run ball given up by Kendrick.
Jumping on a high fastball, you can see where it is, committed himself to it, and he got it all. See how hard it went, boy.
Kendrick breaking that long offer he had, and there's a base hit by Johnson. So the Braves have been sound asleep here this afternoon, coming alive a little bit in the 6th inning, and that'll get the Phillies bench concerned. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. Shop and compare at ChevyShowcase.com. By WB Mason, don't forget, for office supplies at amazingly low prices, who but WB Mason. And by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. Here comes Chipper Jones, 0 for 2 with a couple ground outs. And Rich Doobie makes a long, slow walk to the mound, as they're probably getting somebody up in the bullpen. 86 pitches by Kendrick at this point.
Kendrick has been pitching up in the zone, down in the zone, and that one been getting fly balls as well to different outfield position. That one really committed himself and just got after it.
J.C. Romero getting up. Talks about how hot it is here today.
Well, you can see some of the strikeouts early. He had the ball moving, popping the ball. See, that one's out of the zone. Jamming them with that movement. That's when he's most effective.
Trying to sink one away to Chipper Jones. Hope he'll roll it over into a double play. 1-0. He's 0 for 2 with the 2 ground balls. Having another tremendous season, 6th in the league in hitting. Hit well to left center field. This ball is going to find open spaces. One hops the wall. Johnson being waved around. Jimmy Rollins' throw to the plate is late. 3 straight hits. It's 5-2 and nobody out here in the 6th inning. And here comes Teixeira.
That ball splits the gap down and away. Rowan makes a good play as he barehands the ball. Johnson putting that head back on. He goes into home plate, slides. Ate that with no problem. Charlie Head goes down just a tad.
It's kind of coming out of nowhere because he had really easy innings in the 4th and 5th, and looks like the stall, and maybe they're going to make a pitching change right now and turn Teixeira around with Romero up.
I would think so, especially with Mccann coming up after that.
Yeah, it looks like Charlie thinks that maybe Kendrick just run out of gas here in this hot day in Atlanta in the 6th inning, and that's it. He'll go 5+.
Every ball has been hit hard so far, and I think that's how Charlie determined whether or not we'll keep him in the game.
Would lead you to think that he would come out and get hit this hard in this inning.
Yeah, get him in the wrong spot. He made a pretty good pitch there on Chipper Jones. He went down and hit that ball. Harris's ball was up in the zone, but he's been getting away with that, so he was kind of following his plan. Willie just jumped on it. Johnson coming up with a hit.
J.C. Romero's numbers, his 34th appearance. And he's done a good job with an earned run average of 2.08. Problem he has is too many walks. See 20 walks and 20 strikeouts. The opposition doesn't really hit him that much at a 159 clip. Prior to today, the shortest outing for Kyle Kendrick here in the big leagues, 5 1/3 innings on the 17th of July at Los Angeles. Losing 5-4 that day when the Dodgers hit a couple homers off him. So he just goes 5+ this afternoon.
Well, won't be leaning over the plate after you get that high and inside tight one.
Don't move your feet. 1-0.
One of the guys, however, in the league that it just doesn't bother. He's one of those professional hitters. Always have been. Those are the type of pitchers that will wake those type of hitters up.
Two balls and no strikes. Phillies get Kane Davis up in the bullpen, a right-hander. Fouled away, out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. So you have a switch hitter you want to turn around at Teixeira, then a left-handed batter Mccann on deck, and then Kane Davis probably up for Francoeur, and then Andrew Jones. as they have to go to the bullpen a little earlier than they want here in the 6th inning with nobody out. 3-1. The career numbers for Mark Teixeira off J.C. Romero. Faced him in the American League also. Walked him. Oh, here comes Mccann. Still nobody out. Phillies just trying to get an out here and stop this momentum from the Braves. And Charlie going for a towel. It is hot.
Big hitter for J.C. Mccann coming up.
Yeah, probably the last one he'll face. You need to get something done here on a positive note. The Braves are getting their way back into, finding their way back into this game. Trailing 5-0 now, 5-2, 2 on and nobody out. There's a strike. Mccann has a word with Alfonso Marquez, 0-1. And he gets ahead of him, no balls and 2 strikes. Peter Moylan up in the Braves bullpen. The Australian native of Australia. 0-2. Pokes it to left field, Burrell's right there. And there's the first out, and nobody can advance.
Oh, what a great pitch. You can see how the hitter was just off balance, and that's the job of a pitcher. You get that hitter off balance, it just makes it where he's not going to be able to actually square the ball up. There's where those good mechanics that we talk about, when you have them, you can hit tough pitches. When you come off of them, that's what you get.
Everybody looking to see whether or not they're going to make a pitching change, and Mccann on the bench, and Romero will pit. No, here he comes. Figured Davis was up for these right-handed batters. And
well, yeah, you got 2 right, well, 3, Francoeur, Jones, Escobar.
Right. They have a left-handed hitter available off the bench in Thorman, and also Brian Pena, switch hitter. So one good, one bad. Took the loss on Sunday when he came into a tie game through back-to-back home runs to Ramirez and Ugla. So his earned run average at 6, 3 innings, 6 hits, a walk and a strikeout. Has shown a pretty good breaking ball. So they want to use him with Francoeur and Andrew Jones, the right-handed batters. Davis is 6'3", 190-pounder, 32 years of age, out of Ripley, West Virginia. Still makes. Francoeur will bat. He has struck out and hit a humpback liner to second. He's 0 for 2. 2 on and 1 out. Got hurt with some fastballs the other day in Florida, and this guy is such a first ball fastball hitter. He'll come with slider here. And he did, in a good one, over for a strike. Just throws him 0-1.
It doesn't mean you can't throw a fastball. You just don't want to throw one that's the hittable middle end for Jeff Francoeur to be able to jump on. What he's doing with runners in scoring position, that the best pitch, you're right, is that off-speed pitch when they're looking for the fastball.
There's a fastball, hit the shallow left center field. Oh, what a play by Aaron Rowan. Almost got a double play. Boy, it looked like Burrell was going to catch that ball, and he couldn't get to it. Aaron Rowan out of nowhere makes the play, 2 outs.
Oh, just showing his worth again as a player on this team. One of the things, though, when he plays center field, he knows that when the ball is hit, he's just going to go at it, period. Well, You can see Pat kind of held up to let him kind of come in and slide and get it, and that is the correct thing to do if you think you can't catch the ball, almost doubling up. Jones on first base, second base.
Yeah, Chipper Jones just barely got back, so what a good play there by Aaron Rowan for the second out, and here is Andrew, 0 for 2. He lost the handle on a breaking ball there and missed 1-0.
He doesn't like that at all. But Frank Gore got his fastball, but it was such a good pitch by Davies in on him. He ended up jamming him. There he is there. But that's my point. You can throw a fastball. It's got to make sure it's in the right place, not just out over the plate.
Andrew Jones, another guy very vulnerable to breaking stuff away. They tried to start him with one there and missed badly.
Yeah, doesn't like the ball inside. Everybody knows that throughout the league.
Good breaking ball. 1-1 from Kane Davis in his third appearance for the Phils, trying to get out of this inning with just the 2. Yunel Escobar, another right-handed batter, the shortstop on deck. There it is. Another hard slider away. 1-2, and he really pulled off that one.
Yeah, his heart was in it. That was just about it. Not good mechanics and going after the ball.
He can make a pitch out there and get him. Just a matter whether he can make it. Tried it again. 2-2. 7-0 now, the Cincinnati Reds. Oh, it's a final as we check the Toyota Major League scoreboard. John Maine took the loss after pitching a great game here in Atlanta the other night. Ooh. Got that one middle in. 2-2.
Yeah, but even so, he's still bailing on the ball. So it limits your damage on what you can do with it. But the guys are really such good athletes today. A lot better athlete today and stronger. They're able to get away with it a lot of times without having the good mechanics.
Two and two. Struck him out with a good breaking ball. What a job by the bullpen. Romero and Kane Davis come in and get it done. 2 runs in the inning, 3 hits, 2 left. Phils by 3.